Christians are merciful and compassionate people. Families usually endure drug problems in adolescence together. When natural disasters alter our economic stability, we help each other. However, if we, the Westerners, offer a helping hand, shelter and asylum to citizens fleeing chaos and persecution, the people fleeing persecution should be willing to leave any oppressive practices behind. Instead, some asylum seekers do not leave their traditions behind and slowly turn from oppressed to the oppressors they flee from. This situation transforms our reality into an alternate version of the country which they came from. Consider what has been happening lately during our holidays. Christmas is our most beloved and sacred time. It is time to count our blessings, contemplate the mercies of our Heavenly Father, take time from school and work to enjoy family, share warm and cozy spaces, enjoy the children's laughter, and build memories during quality family time. The beautiful and colorful lightings, the Santa reindeer decorations or baby Jesus in the manger being granted precious gifts from the three wise guys next to Mary and Joseph. Just the feeling of Christmas and the spirit of unselfish giving is the greatest feeling there is. Christmas is our most joyful holiday of the entire year, or at least it used to be. Now ornaments across the country are battlefields for imported political and theological grievances. The beautiful scenes of Christmas shopping and joy has constantly been hijacked and sabotaged by Muslims with drums and smoke in front of our children, turning our joy into anger, resentment, and confusion for our kids. These are the consequences of importing people with beliefs that are asymmetrically incompatible with Christianity and the Western civilization. Palestinians and Islamists storming shopping malls and creating a mob scene to protest our traditions are becoming not just increasingly frequent, but a topic that can no longer be ignored despite lack of coverage by mainstream media. Take a step back and analyze this situation. We have been consistently exchanging our scenario from merciful Christian hosts to being harassed, shunned, and persecuted from the very same people that we offered charity, compassion, and shelter. How did we transition from enjoying our most valued holidays to hearing constant demands from the Middle East? We are losing what our ancestors built for us. What happened to those Miracle on 34th Street, A Charlie Brown Christmas, Home Alone, A Christmas Story, White Christmas, The Polar Express, and Rudolph movies? Has the refugees from the Middle East become our Grinch? Groups of people with foreign grievances, waving smoke flares, wearing jihads to avoid any possibility of a smile are invading our spaces, and if we do not applaud this behavior or accept this as progress, then somehow we are the bad guys. This has become a disgrace and a double standard for the world to see. Imagine if a group of Americans pulled this kind of nonsense in a foreign Muslim country. If during Ramadan, we go to their stores, their malls, and their holiday gathering places, and we started doing the same thing, we would lose our heads on the spot. We could be publicly executed for offending their sacred beliefs. In the least terrible scenario, we could disappear, never to be seen, and know from ever again. This all started with replacing Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays, because that is inclusive and we didn't want to offend our guests. They expected us to apologize if, God forbid, we said Merry Christmas to the wrong person. We don't need to apologize for having our own culture, holidays, and traditions. Neither are we renaming them. No, we are done. We should not be cornered or labeled for advocating in favor of our way of life. We do not have any obligation to allow people into our country and to open the chests of benefits that we work to build for fellow Americans in the event of a disgrace or rainy days. Sadly, macro-Islam is not compatible with the Western civilization. Answer 1. Islam does not believe in freedom of speech. 2. Islam does not believe in freedom of religion. 3. Under their taqiyya principle, they believe that Allah allows them to lie to others in order to conceal their faith and conquering intentions. 4. Islam does not believe in the separation of religion and the government. We in the West are cautious about mixing religion and government, but Islam is commanded to go into the government and force it to be Islamic. The writings are on the wall. We have Muslims officials already in Indiana, Minneapolis, and Michigan. The NYC mayor is a Muslim Shia from Uganda. This wouldn't be much if assimilation was his agenda, but it is not. Muslims have already started their USA Islamic transformation right under our noses. Not a single Western country that has shifted to Islam has become a better place to live. None of them are happier or freer. Of course, there are good individual Muslims, but the teachings of Muhammad for the most opposes ours. We consider child marriages illegal for obvious reasons. The same with polygamy. We do not throw other mature adults from building to impose our own sexual preferences on them. We do not cut the heads of those who abandoned our faith or call other religions infidels. If your religion tells you that, the end goal is to make the government submit to your doctrine. If the core of your ideology is religious conquest and religious dominance, you are incompatible with the West. Ultimately, offering help and good faith to those screaming "Death to America" is unsustainable. Unbelievably, this is happening in Dearborn, Michigan. We must recognize our situation as a cultural and religious clash before one morning we are forced to choose between becoming a Muslim or paying the zakat. The left has kept most Americans at bay by calling us racist or Islamophobic if we notice the obvious. Meanwhile, Muslims have continued gaining terrain inside the USA. The left says that diversity is our strength, but there is no strength in losing our cultural cohesion, having our beliefs, our holidays attacked, our social peace gone due to imported issues from halfway across the globe. Our way of life and society deserves respect. If we open our doors to charity and with compassion, those coming here become our guests and should act accordingly. Our streets are not nobody's theological war zone. We have already endured a civil war. It is abusive to say the least, to sow division amongst us. If immigrants want to live under a democratic republic, they must respect it. Immigrants can celebrate their faith within their own framework because our system makes it possible for the practice of any religion. Nevertheless, the freedom of religion is granted to everyone. We fought to have it, and if necessary, we will do it again. However, if any group has a goal to trample our traditions, scream asking for the death of America, and slowly work towards a religious takeover of our republic, they better not expect us to remain silent. Enough with the naive practice of turning a blind eye. The West must protect themselves as any other nation would. Not all threats come in traditional military form. Shadow conspiracies, plots, or agendas are insidious but extremely effective. The Western and Christian world better wake up, or we could lose everything our founding fathers fought to give us.